This is the one. This is what it's all been leading up to.
Yeah, I just feel a bit deflated, if I'm perfectly honest.
I know we were weighed in and it was 304 pounds. So to be able to say I was on stage at 304, 305 in bodybuilding condition, noticeably fuller, that whole size complex, to be able to stand there and be like, fucking look pretty big, is a really nice tick in the box.
And this has been honestly a privilege to be a part of these past 3 shows. I'm wrapping up on a very positive note again, finishing on my terms, how I want to look, how I want to finish this. That's it, over and out. Speak to you soon.
But let's wind it back to bright and early Tuesday morning when me and Sam got up at the crack of dawn, on the road for 6. Long old day of travelling there, but all went well. Zero stress, got to the Airbnb, no problems, all the way over in Metz. It was a pro-fat day, so I was tired, I was hungry, I was ready for some carbs. So yeah, I can't wait.
Flight was fine. Got a car here, hire, drove about an hour, and we settled in. The apartment is lovely, we got in no problems, and yeah, all is good. I am excited because this has gone very, very well, so stress is low. I'm just about to eat, which is very underwhelming today. Protein fats all day, so there's some chicken, some veg, and some Brazil nuts. I'm very, very hungry, but with 2 meals after this, and then tomorrow the fun can start and we can start filling this up for, like I said, the final show of my career, which is very strange to say, and I think there'll be some emotions coming out over the coming days. This is the one. This is what it's all been leading up to. The here and now is we are here in Metz with a job to do, and that job for me is to be the best I can be. And on a side note, some exciting news released this morning with the competitor list. Mr. Samson Dowder, number 3 in the body world, is doing this show. So again, for me, as a bodybuilding fan, as someone who wants to experience the pro level at the absolute highest degree, to have him at this show, along with, Theo, Andre Presti, it's going to be great. There's 12 guys, as ever. The goal is top 10, and as ever, it's not going to be easy.
So I got into the gym because I was a skinny swimmer. So I used to swim. I swam from the age of 10 till 18 at uni, competitively reaching kind of Olympic trials, Commonwealth trials. Always wanted to be big, and the thing about swimmers is there are some swimmers who are broad. I was always skinny. Always was fascinated with the big muscular cartoon characters. Always wanted to see if I could be like that. Didn't really Arnie, things like that. Didn't really kind of appeal to me too much. And then when it came to kind of finishing swimming, again I reached a point where I wasn't sure how much I was kind of getting out of it, and it was very demanding, kind of time-wise and physically. So I just stopped. Got into the gym, saw some really nice results because I had a swimmer's work ethic. I was used to training 4 hours a day, multiple times a week, and I suddenly had all this free time to get to the gym. Bulked up to a massive 100 kilos back then and felt really good about myself. And it was kind of 3 or so years in, I was working at the gym on campus at Loughborough. One of my colleagues was like, have you ever thought about competing? Never, knew nothing about it. He kind of pointed me in the direction of some people and a coach. And then 2022 was the first show, just as a challenge more than anything, and then turns out that I actually really enjoyed being on stage and the process in it. I did better than I ever thought I would then, and got the bug.
Meal 1 of day 1 of the carb up is done. That meal just there was 4 whole eggs, 2 egg whites with 150 grams of rice. So again, some fats there just to kind of slow things down, because I know for me, if I just go quite low, too low fat even, my body will just race through it and then nothing will stick. So there will be the presence of some fats through the day. Then 150 grams of cream of rice, 80 grams of raisins, 1 banana and 50 grams of honey. total carbs for that meal were around about 370. Now, that's a lot of food, but it's gone down really well. Like, I literally feel very little bloat, very little kind of anything. And I'll be honest, I'm still hungry, as I'd expect, given that yesterday was zero carb and I was very flat and depleted this morning. But like, I'm normally on my days anyway, I'll have 5 meals. I'll have 5 meals today as well. I did actually try before the UK show 6 meals, and actually I found I was getting a little bit more acid reflux. I think just because although the meals were slightly smaller, they were closer together. So this way just seems to work better. Yes, the carbs are going to be 300 plus in every single meal, and probably the last couple of meals even higher. Day 1 is off to a great start, and hopefully I can start filling this rig up and look a little more impressive. So yeah, 1 more meal, and then we're going to go train, and then there'll be 3 meals after that, and in between then it's just going to be work and naps.
The kind of the gym and getting bigger and confidence had a lot in my, like I for some reason I connected size and confidence. I always felt like big people look like confident people, and I was never like a confident. I'm kind of, even now, like I'm an introvert. I'm an only child, and I had never had any confidence sort of like, approaching people, talking to girls, things like that. It wasn't really girl orientated, but like I was hoping there might be a little bit of a kind of, side quest there. Although, as any bodybuilder will know, the attention comes pretty much predominantly from men. So yeah, it was just to get bigger, to feel better about myself, and then just through the process of bodybuilding, because it's such a lifestyle with the diet and with the training, and it was something that for the first time in like my life I felt like I had real control over a lot more factors. Like, I know I've spoken about podcasts before, like I used to self-harm, and that was very much a control thing, and like bodybuilding kind of filled that gap in terms of like being able to put a positive element of control on my life through controlling nutrition, controlling intensity in the gym, and as a byproduct I got bigger, and as a byproduct of that, obviously kind of, if you succeed in your eyes at something, you want to do it more, you want to do it better. I learned more about it, I learned more about my nutrition, I spent more time focusing on training, and it just kind of evolved into a passion and something that just was way deeper than just the sort of physical merits of it.
So yesterday was a very successful day of eating. New PB, now that's not what it's about, but 2,000 grams of carbs. I am feeling a little bit smug, and I'm feeling very good today. So just to run you through yesterday, woke up in the morning at an all-time prep low of 285.8 pounds. I look back to where I was before Italy, I was actually 286.8 then, so a pound lighter. However, I did feel leaner and not as flat. Obviously 2,000 grams of carbs you'd hope would do something, but before Italy I did 1,500 and I lost half a pound. So 2,000 yesterday, woke up yesterday morning 285.8, woke up this morning at 292.4. So we're in a really good place, because I know pre-Italy and pre-UK in the morning I was around about 294, and I want to be a little bit fuller, so we are on track for that. I will probably pull carbs back a little bit today, and when I say a little bit, we're talking 16 to 1,800. We're certainly not going into starvation mode anytime soon, because I also know my body can, when it starts churning through food, almost kind of run away with it and burn even more. So I'll kind of play it, I'll weigh myself quite frequently through the day just to assess where I'm at. I feel a hell of a lot better than yesterday. I'm just in a really good headspace, if I'm honest. Like the whole prep and having a bit more time, I suppose, to reflect, the whole prep has gone
it couldn't have gone any better. The shows I've done this far, not just the actual competition day, but the lead into them has gone pretty much perfectly to plan. You know, the travel for this one was spot on, the accommodation spot on, stress is low, I'm feeling great. So it is just, and this is where I know many others struggle, is trying to be present and embrace it all and take it all in. I suppose I'm a lot more aware of that because this will be the last opportunity I get to really live it and take it in. So yeah, the next couple of days are going to be, you know, fairly uneventful, working, chilling, eating. Tomorrow we'll have my first coat of tan, we'll have the athletes meeting, and obviously then it will start to become a hell of a lot real, seeing the other guys and getting in the environment, and yeah, doing it one more time. One day out, I just had a little walk, took it all in. Still not processed that this is it, but we'll get there. So, more carbs going in today, less than the previous 2 days, because body weight this morning was in a really nice place. I was 299 pounds fasted. So, this is where the previous data comes into play very handily. This time, one day out before Italy, I was 293.6, so I was at 5.4 pounds up. Definitely feel fuller. So that just means today I will be still putting the carbs in, but I'll be playing it meal by meal, so I'll probably weigh myself before and after every meal so that I can assess, you know, that I don't wake up tomorrow too far gone, if that makes sense. I want to be bigger, I want to be fuller, but I also want to maintain that dry, crispy look that has served me really well. So yeah, today is like a bit of a balancing act. There's no set plan in terms of, like, I don't know exactly what I'm going to eat, but 5 meals, first one going down shortly, and then the rest of the day is really just chilling. It's a really quiet day today, no training, and so until like 4:30, 5, we're just going to be here, not doing a lot. I'll probably be sleeping plenty and just keep my feet up. And then at 5:30 I've got my first coat of tan, so that's when it will start feeling very real. 7 o'clock athletes meeting, see the big boys I'll be against, and then I'll be back here, one more meal, bed, and then tomorrow, guys, show day.
Right guys, so we are here at the venue, just been given a t-shirt. I'm not even sure if I'd need it or not. Just waiting for tanning. Turned up early, there's a bit of a queue. This is why, always be early. So tanning is meant to be for me at 5:30. Pro meeting at 7 o'clock. I've got one meal with me, I'm feeling good. Left the apartment just then weighing 310 pounds, which in reference to Italy is about 5 pounds heavier. So things are where I want them from that respect. I feel pretty lean, I feel pretty full. I am pissing now, peak max is in, so the water is coming out, so the weight drop between meals is a little bit more extreme, so we'll see how we go. I'm sort of towing that line between like not wanting to overdo the fullness, but also making sure that the work I've put in to get this full doesn't go to waste over the next, few meals by not eating enough. So I've got a meal with me, and then I'll see where we're at when we're back in the apartment, and it may just be another big meal before bed, and then hopefully tomorrow do similar food to what I did with Italy and the UK, because that sat really well on the midsection. So Yeah, I feel good. I feel very tired today. Just a build up of carbs more than anything. And I'm sort of in that, as Sam called it, the zone where I am very, very laid back and chilled and quiet. But also in my head, there's a lot of noise and overthinking and just checking I'm doing everything I need to. But I feel good, and that's the main thing. Stress is low. Everything's gone smoothly so far. So hopefully that'll continue. But yeah, I will see you next time with a little bit more colour. Top coat, base coat today, top coat tomorrow, and it's game time. So first coat, base coat done. I didn't do my face, so I'll probably look a little bit two-tone right now. A little bit hectic because they don't speak English, but we got there, and yeah, like little things like this on show, on coming into show, they just like make me feel more settled. It's like another job done, you know. Base coat is done. Tomorrow I found out I thought I had to be here early for the top coat and then, you know, have to sit around in it. But actually I can come a lot later than I thought. So I can come at about 3 o'clock tomorrow, on stage at 6. Absolutely perfect, just chill around the venue. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. Again, one less thing to think or worry about. And that's pretty much it. It's going to be athletes meeting in about an hour or so, if they're on time, and back and chill. And I feel a lot more energized right now. A little bit of social interaction does that. So yeah, happy days, looking forward to it, feeling ready. I do feel full. I'm excited, bring on tomorrow.
Not amateurs, and obviously from what I see, all of you have competed as pros, so act like pros. Josh Maley, the United Kingdom.
Defining moment. It's been a really smooth prep. Like I like almost like uncomfortably so at times, because life isn't that smooth, and for it to go as well as it did, like it was very just, it just happened. And I'll put that down to like the environment and the situation. Obviously it's the first prep I've lived with a vet, so like for me there was an element of settledness there. I know it was a bit different for her, it was a bit kind of weirder, but like the prep itself, I mean, the defining moment was in terms of the sense of why I'm doing it and why I'm making it my final prep was definitely the result in Italy, like the first show, to go there and to be, you know, what I wrote in that logbook every single training day. I deserve to be here, and to actually realise that against some great guys come 8th, and, you know, get my best placing of the season. That for me was like, I could have stopped then. Do you know what I mean? But like obviously I planned these shows. Very glad I followed them through as well, and kind of things just not necessarily got better because like everything's had an equal high, but it's just nice to experience things on different levels with the shows in different ways. It is the night before my final ever show, so I thought I would, more for my benefit than anything, just start speaking and see where we go with this. So yeah, 19 and a half hours out. It's 10:30 on stage tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I don't really know where I'm going with this because, again, as I coach myself, I'm very much in the present, and I think that is a bit of a scary thing because at some point I'm not going to need to be in the present in the next 24 hours, and then this whole realisation of it being the end will come crashing down on me. And don't get me wrong, it's a decision that's been well made and well secured in my mind. I'm very confident and comfortable with it, but there's still a lot to process. So how am I feeling right now? I haven't given it any time, so let's assess. I am, again, very logically thinking that I am happy with how I'm looking, happy with how I'm feeling from a physical bodybuilding standpoint. It was great to be at the athletes meeting earlier. It got me both excited and kind of that tinge of, you know, a few of the guys knew it was my final show, and I suppose talking about that just feels strange. And then while I am set on the decision, you know, people being, and this is probably will be one of the hardest things, is trying to explain and trying to not justify to people, but why I'm finishing when, you know, they're like, oh, you've got more to give. That may be true, but I may also have more to have taken away. So yeah, I think I am just in a position where I'm almost not trying to think about it, which is probably the worst thing you can do. Ostrich, head in the sand kind of vibes, but I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow. The aim for me was to bring a look that I'm going to be really proud of. I've done that both shows so far, but I still, as always, and this is maybe one of the curses within bodybuilding that I won't miss, is that need, desire to be better, to push harder, to go that little bit further. So I wanted to be a bit fuller, and I'm currently about 6 pounds heavier than this time before Italy. So see what I wake up in the morning, and if I'm happy with the look, I'll do a very similar protocol to Italy. If I feel like I want to be a touch tighter, then I will just pull food a little bit more from tomorrow. But the benefit of being on at 6 o'clock is I have the luxury to make those on the day adjustments. So yeah, I can honestly say I have done everything within my power this whole prep, this whole 14 years of competitive bodybuilding, to be my best and to be better every single day. And that mindset won't leave me. It will just shift into being a better partner, being a better coach, being healthier, being fitter, once this weekend is out of the way. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. There will be more to come over the next 24 hours, without a doubt. And like I said, at some point, the crashing realization of this really being it will hit me. Whether that will be on camera or off camera, I'm not sure. But for now, thank you so much for following the journey. Thank you so much for the messages of support, the comments, it's been an extremely positive process doing this YouTube for the past year and a half. I've received very little negativity, a lot of encouragement, a lot of positivity, and I just want to say a massive thank you. So here's to tomorrow. Bring my best, feeling confident within myself, and as always, as I've always said, and as I always tell anyone and everyone, it's me versus V. It's you versus you, and yeah, let's be better one more time. I'll see you in the morning.
Right guys, this is it. This is the last time I'm probably going to speak to you before I get on stage. We are about 2-3 hours out. I'm not entirely sure of the time. So I'm going to go find somewhere to lie down. I've got my top coat on, so I'm looking very bronzed. Really happy with the colour. I did make them put another coat on me. Never be afraid to ask to get the colour you want to be happy. And yeah, I'd say I'm ready to rock. You know, everything is done now. The food is pretty much in. Just going to let my stomach flatten off a little bit and chill out. Feet up, kick back, relax, and probably have a nap. And then, yeah, about 5 o'clock I'll start moving. We're on stage first at 6, and that's it. I'm very, very excited now. Like there's always an element of stress until you're here at the venue. You've got your bearings, you've got your tan. All that's done now. So I genuinely feel a huge weight lifted, and I'm just going to like completely relax and zone into it and embrace it, because I've had a lot of messages today for people saying stay present, embrace it. It is easier said than done, but I'm going to do it. And at the end of the day, I'm getting all this on camera, so I can always look back and kind of relive it, which I'm very grateful for. So I'll see you on the other side. Wish me luck. And yeah, this is it. Time to shine. an interesting one. I'll be honest, I'm kind of, for the first time, have a tinge of disappointment, and again, I'm just speaking very, very raw, very, very real. Seen a couple of pictures, I'm happy with how I look, definitely fuller. Not sure if I'm as crisp, and maybe that's kind of cost me a little bit, but I think the tinge of disappointment comes from, and again, I appreciate the judges have looked at a lot of amateurs today already before the pro show, was first of all, I couldn't hear my number, so I wasn't quite sure where I fell in that second call out, so I ended up being on the end. Maybe that's where they wanted me. Obviously that puts me 10th or 11th, so, you know, fighting for last place, which, as I said, you know, is never sort of outside of my realms of expectation. I'm very realistic, but at the same time, you don't want to come last, so we'll see what happens there. But I think the thing that got me the most was the judges just didn't seem to be looking at any of that second call out terribly hard. I don't think any of them looked at me, so you just kind of, yeah, I just feel a bit deflated, if I'm perfectly honest. And then they came back with another call out, top 4, then the 5th to 8th, and then you'd expect them to do the last 3, but they didn't. They just sent us all off stage. So again, I just feel that maybe my stage time was cut a little bit short. You know, they don't give a fuck, it's my last show, and that's absolutely fine. But that's just how I see it, that's just how I feel about it right now. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I've not sugarcoated all the way through this season. I've had some really positive shows. Unfortunately, this one looks like it may be the one negative, and to finish on that is what it is. If anything, it does make the decision a little bit easier to kind of deal with. But yeah, I just thought, you know, while I've got here Sam backstage, let's be honest, let's be real, this is how I feel right now. I'm certainly not, you know, complaining about my placing, because the athletes here are fucking phenomenal, and I said that from the start. You know, there were guys who have all beaten me and guys who were unknown who looked fantastic. So, you know, from that perspective, I'm where I probably should be, but it's just the way it's gone there and the way I felt about it. So there you go, make of that what you will. Call me a little bitch, maybe I am. Certainly not crying about it, still smiling, still very happy with what I've done. You know, heavier, fuller than Italy, which was what I wanted. I wanted to put a look on stage that I hadn't this year, and maybe that's just not the look they were after. So I'll wait to see more pictures, I'll analyse things properly, but for now I think we're all coming back for finals, so a couple of hours downtime and then one final bash, see what happens. I'll see you then.
I've never been a bodybuilder who has placed emphasis on placings. This whole season was being able to be pro-worthy, to feel like I deserved, like I belonged, and that first show really like hit that. The UK show, I felt a lot of sort of momentum going into that, a lot of nerves, but then I came away with a result that I was again elated with. And then going into the France show, I really had nothing to lose, because at that point, like I said, you know, my biggest fear was coming last in all 3 shows. I'd not come last in 2. So, you know, even if I did happen to come last in the last one, which was fucking close, but I didn't. I know we like weighed in and we were 304 pounds. So like to be able to say I was on stage at, you know, 304, 305 in bodybuilding condition, noticeably fuller, you know, that whole size complex, to be able to stand there and be like, I fucking look pretty big, like is a really nice tick in the box, even though it meant actually probably the judges like that look the least. You know, sometimes you've got to do it for yourself, and that's what that show was about, was to, yeah, try something, do something. I'm happy I did.
Right guys, another real and raw update. Again, maybe 10 minutes off stage from the finals. Quite a short affair, the finals, as they tend to be, unless you are in that top 5, which I wasn't. So realistically, 11 guys, looks like from just where I've been placed in the lineups that I'm 10th or 11th. So potentially my worst placing of the season. However, after prejudging, you'll have seen, I felt a little bit deflated. I feel a hell of a lot better. 2 people I really want to thank for that. Obviously, Yvette, the only 2 people I messaged between the finals and prejudging. Yvette, for everything. I'll get emotional if I speak too much, so I won't talk about her too much, but again, just the words that she gives me and the kind of the love that she gives me is amazing. And then secondly, probably get emotional with this as well, but big Nath, because Nath has always been in my corner. Nath has always, in my opinion, put me on a pedestal I do not deserve to be on. But he's someone whose opinion of me as a bodybuilder, of me as a person, I value hugely. I messaged him, he gave me some feedback, he said I look great, sent me some videos, and I was immediately both turned around and happy with this guy.
I will see you soon, and we have photos together,
We
right?
have photos, yeah.
I will
yeah.
make mention to you on Instagram.
Good
so
man.
I will try now to find you, and I
Yes.
follow you for sure.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
I will
Nice
make
one,
it.
brother.
Yeah.
Take care.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Again, the community backstage is amazing. So yeah, Big Nath sent me some feedback, which I know he doesn't bullshit. Sent me some videos, and after prejudging, having seen that and having heard from those two incredible people, felt a lot better. Was looking forward to just putting it out there one more time. Like I said, call-outs wise, 10th and 11th. It'll be what it'll be. I think this is the perfect opportunity and a perfect example of what bodybuilding is. I think we'll wait and see. This is probably going to be the one that I like the most. But in that lineup, potentially not what the judges were after. Having said that, the guys who placed ahead of me and the guys who I was against are great bodybuilders. This is pro bodybuilding, this is incredible. And this has been honestly a privilege to be a part of these past 3 shows, to document this. And yeah, to wrap it up, I'm wrapping up on a very positive note again, finishing on my terms, how I want to look, how I want to finish this. That's it, over and out. Speak to you soon.
It's just saying the name. Like I say, she's part with a lot. Like I don't think I'm a terrible human being, but like I know and always have known that I change on prep. Like I just go very kind of emotionally reserved, and it's tough to deal with because if I think about it, if I kind of put the shoe on the other foot, which I don't do enough, then it wouldn't be nice. You know, as I said in a previous video, like, you know, I do things all in. The more I give bodybuilding, the less there is for her. And that's not like a choice she's made, that's not an option she's given, that's just something that she has to take on the chin. It's quite hard to tell her exactly how amazing she is, and it almost comes across as patronising to be like, you're doing everything right when she probably doesn't feel like she's doing anything at all. And I think that's what makes her so amazing, that's what makes us work, is because she, whether she knows it or not, just does the right thing and she gets it. As humans, we have a fantastic ability to put our head in the sand and sometimes ignore things to make our personal lives easier for selfish reasons. And bodybuilding is selfish, and I have been selfish long enough. And it's a massive relief, like, just to be able to sit here and think I have no restrictions, and that's what I think the competitive side of things has done to me. There's always been a reason not to do something because there's been an end goal, whereas now, you know, if I live my life 90% on track, that's fantastic, but that's not my mindset when I'm a competitive bodybuilder, because that's leaving 10% on the table to get beaten, and, you know, that's the difference. You know, she's going to now get the 10, the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50, just, you know, obviously varying amounts of varying points, but a hell of a lot more than she's got, and exactly what she deserves moving forward. So yeah, I can't wait. A massive thank you to my sponsors. So Strong Sports Nutrition, the best nutrition brand. I have to mention them. I've mentioned them throughout the series because of the, you know, the help in terms of performance products, health products, and just general support, and the team that they've created is special. And then Silverback, again, an incredible team, and a team of athletes for the most part outside of bodybuilding who are extremely inspirational and who I'm actually looking forward to being able to now maybe do more things with. So that will certainly be something for the future. But they're a fantastic brand. So yeah, those two guys. And then finally, I just can't ignore the man behind the camera. Obviously, you guys see the finished article. Very rarely is the finished article my idea. Like, I give Sam full artistic license. I get a lot of comments on how good the videos are. Fuck all to do with me. I might be the face of it. It might be my journey. But, you know, outside of the thoughts and the words I'm expressing, the way it's put together and some of the things that Sam has suggested and the things that we have done have been, you know, I would never have thought of. I don't have that intelligence. I don't have that artistry. So a massive thank you to you, mate. And yeah, we will be doing plenty more moving forwards. And like I said, different things. So, you know, you guys, please stay around. Just because I've finished bodybuilding, I ain't going anywhere. This is only going to get more interesting. So yeah, that is very much it.